Hello everyone, I'm Rich, the Force with Networking Today, and this is my buddy,
Jim Johnson. Good to see you guys.
Hi everyone. So Jim and I, we've been doing a lot of videos for you, all of the new meeting leaders that are coming on board with Networking Today. We're so glad to have you. Today we wanted to videotape one of our live meetings, and just so you can see what happens here at the Carolina Ale House each and every Thursday from 9 to 10:30 a.m. We're going to show you in this video the early morning networking, what we do before we get started, right?
That's right.
We're going to
get started. A little networking, one-to-one, talking to each other 15 minutes or so before the meeting starts. Very important. Building, because we're all about the
relationship. That's what it's about. We have some video of us shooting pool. We have video of people talking, having their coffee, all kinds of great stuff. You know,
that's what it's about.
It is. And so then Jim, as he does each and every week for our meeting, kicked off the meeting at 9 a.m. and gave an overview. We spent about, 10, maybe 11 minutes?
Yeah, 10, 11 minutes is about normal for an overview.
Now that seems like a long time to a lot of you, but you need to go step by step through the slides, showing people what's going to happen in the next 90 minutes of the meeting so that they have their expectations set.
That's right, and it is about structure, because we all need to be structured. We got 90 minutes when we have these meetings, and if we don't follow structure, we can go overtime, or worse, fall short and not cover all the things that we're supposed to cover. Now, we spent a lot of time figuring out what's the right way and the best way to do the structure of the meeting and get the most out of what it is that we want to do here at Networking Today.
And so we thought a quick video of the whole entire experience would show you that. So we literally are going to introduce you to the meeting from 8:30, 8:45, all the way to the very, very end when we have our announcements and testimonials. You'll see us go through our business briefs, where everyone in the room gets a 60-second commercial. Some of the people in our room, because it's so large, we had to break it up into two groups. So some people might only have 3 seconds. They simply stand up, say who they are, who they're with, what their product is, and then they sit down.
Yes.
Others take a full 60 seconds.
That's right.
And if they get their full 60 seconds, and most people, especially as you're starting out, they're going to get a full 60 seconds. And you're going to let everyone say what they're looking for. You might need to coach them a little bit, especially if they're new to networking.
That's right. Could be the first time they've been in networking, not really sure what networking is all about. But this is a great overview. You get to see a whole meeting, the whole 90 minutes, or close to 90 minutes, because I had to do some switching of the cards and the camera. But you're going to get the feel for the whole meeting. You're going to see the whole meeting, plus a business spotlight speaker today from Dan O'Deck, which you're going to be able to see some from him. And you can see the reaction of how people interact with one another.
Right. And that's why we did it. We know it's long. You can pause it, go get a refresh on your coffee or your popcorn or beer or whatever it is you're having, and then come on back and check it out. Jim and I wanted to do this, and Jim invested all this time. He's a videographer by trade.
That's right. I travel all over the world, folks. So wherever you want me to go, I've been to the Bahamas, Canada, all over the world. So I've got a video camera and I can travel.
And he's the one who walked all the way around, shooting people up close, showing them, interviewing them on what we do on our business briefs. So I hope that you'll enjoy this. And then we went into our break. We went into our business spotlight for the 20 minutes. Then we go into our announcements and testimonials. And then we wrap up with an inspirational thought. That's the structure of your meeting. Your meeting, if it's small, if it's smaller and just starting out, you may not go 90 minutes, and that's okay.
That's true.
Your meeting might only last 45, but make sure and tell everyone that it's a 90-minute meeting. You're just finishing way early.
Because you need more people.
And that's okay.
That's what the agenda is. Even though you're coming short, you want to make sure that you hit all the key points in the agenda.
Right.
And that's why we do the PowerPoint slides, why you have that, so you can click through everything that you need. And then you're able to fill out that PowerPoint slide for your own meeting. It's going to be great for you. If you follow the structure, it's going to make for a successful meeting.
Absolutely. And I guess the only other thing that I'll let you know is if you have any questions about starting your meeting, running your meeting, or anything else, make sure to give me a call. My number is on our website. My email address is on our website, networkingtoday.net. I'm here to help you, but you can reach me at 865-679-0340 or email me at rich@networkingtoday.net. Jim, you want to share with them how they can contact you in case they have any questions?
Real easy to contact me also, Jim Johnson or James Johnson on Facebook right here in Knoxville. My number is 865-254-1505, and of course my email address is newskinjim@gmail.com. That's NEWSKINJIM @gmail.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being a meeting leader. We're so glad you're a part of the Networking Today family, aren't we?
We are so glad that you're part of this.
So glad to have you. I hope this video helps you and helps you run a better meeting. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon at a Networking Today meeting near you.
That's right. See you later. Bye. Peace. All that good stuff.
Well, we're so glad that you joined us today, and I hope you're excited to be here. So let's go through why we're here. The next 90 minutes, we're going to have our business briefs, and we're just going to get our opportunity to tell everybody what it is that we do, and what is some form of business we're looking for. Who would be a good referral for you? That is what we're looking for in your business briefs today, okay? And then we're going to have a break, like I said. Then our business spotlight speaker is none other than Dano. Big Dano Deck is in the house with Primerica. I'm so excited to hear this, why I brought the camera. And then we're going to have our announcements and testimonials, and then none other our inspirational thought. Now, who is it that we need to see that you're here that can set you up for the spotlight speaker? If you've never done a spotlight speaker, who has not done a spotlight? Come on, Zimbo's ready. Make sure that you get with Janet so she can put you on that schedule. It's very important. You've never done one here, then there's something wrong with that. Dustin, I love you so much. Do this call. Get on the calendar. How far away are we on the calendar? We like 2020 now or something? There's some space in August, folks. August. Put Dusty in August. Go see her. Don't make her do that. You need to send her an email, right, Janet? How do people need to let you know that they want to be a spotlight speaker? There you go. You need to go see her, not scream across the room. Yeah, it doesn't work that way here. It does not work that way here. And then our visitor hostess with the mostest, none other than Manuela. That was nice. I like that. Little cheers. Hello. Thank you. Golf clap. Yes, and then our inspirational thought by none other than Dean Malumbai. And our membership team, Dusty and Todd. I don't see Todd here this morning. And our scholarship leader, none other than Karen George. Karen George. Let's see, we're going to clap for all. I love Karen. You know. She goes, give it up for Karen. Yay! It's all sweet. Now, we do have some active here at Networking Day, and we go over this every week because it's important, because people forget. I don't know why, but they do. Or they don't listen, busy talking to other people like Dusty and Karen. Anyway. Talking back and forth. I know. Hey. Anyway, don't ever have Karen look at you like that. It's like, ooh, I'm sorry. Anyway, make sure you turn your phones off, man mode. And if you have to take a call, guess what? It's perfectly fine. Just step out to where you don't disturb the meeting. Okay, it'd be great. Clean up after yourself. We've got all these flyers that are on the table. These are awesome. Okay, because we do need to know what it is that you have to offer, what's going on in your world, and who you're promoting, and all this stuff. Make sure at the end that you pick up what has not been taken, because it will get thrown away. All right, guys are gents at all time, and that also means ladies are always ladies. It is true. This is not a dating service, okay? Just to let you know. Even though we had speed dating the other day, it wasn't really speed dating people.
And it was fun.
It was speed networking, and it was a blast. How many of y'all enjoyed the speed networking? Woo! It was awesome. What, 2-3 people really enjoyed it? I thought it was awesome. Wow! And the mic etiquette. See how I'm holding the microphone? Every week, somebody will do this. And you won't be able to hear you. Okay. This video is something we're going to be sharing all over the world. And I'm going to be following you when you do your 60-second or your 30-second or whatever. And I want to make sure that you can be heard. Because what we're doing with this video is we're going to be showing other groups across the country, across the nation, what it's like to do a networking today. Okay? So we're trying to help them get their meeting started. That's great. And if you see somebody out with a mop bucket, unless you're a professional ice skater, please be careful, because you will slip and fall, and it's not pretty. Social time, pick up your phone, go to Facebook, make sure you check in. For those of you who have not checked in yet, go on there, take a picture, say you should be here. Make sure you do your hashtags, networking today, business, Knoxville, sales. Of course, we're going to have to put in something else, business nationwide or business international or something kind of, something bigger than big. And how do you join us? Now, is everybody in here getting the text notifications? If you are not getting text notifications, please see me at the break if you do not know how to do that. But if you're part of Networking Today, you need to go into your Networking Today application, click on the meeting location, and then click on get emails, text, messages, alerts, right? That's what it says. So, make sure you do that. And we would love to have you be part of us. I know we got a couple visitors here today, a couple first-time visitors, and we're really looking forward to hearing from you today. Our networking after hours is the second Tuesday of the month from 4 to 7, and where's it at?
Here.
Right here, Carolina Ale House, Kingston Park. And then our third annual, near and dear to my heart, especially near and dear to Rich's heart, is the Family Thanksgiving Luncheon. So make sure that you RSVP on the calendar and sign up and pay. It's good to do it now. Sign up and pay.
All right, so I just want to share with you guys a little something about this. This is the most we've ever had as far as a donation amount for the Thanksgiving. This is the most we charge. Full service barbecue, number one, is not cheap. So the meal is going to be killer. They're smoking a turkey. They're going to carve it on the spot and have pulled pork and all the fixings there. I'm hoping that with full service barbecue's help, for every single one of us that paid for a meal, we can feed a family. That's what I'm going to ask them. So if you donate your $40, the vast majority of that, over almost 60% of that, is going to the charity, first of all, and the rest of it's covering our meal and the great meal that it'll be. But what I'm going to ask them to do is step up, and so that we can feed a family for every one of us that donate the $40 for your meal. Okay, so think about that. Think about how many people could be fed, how many families could be fed, how many families could be supported. And Dusty was talking to Alan, and she knows. I think you did mention this to Alan, right? Making sure you didn't make an executive decision that he didn't know about. But yeah, we're supporting Fostering Hope this year and Fostering Hope families that Alan knows. So families are already lined up. Okay, people, all you do is you go to the event calendar at networkingtoday.net. You can do it on the app. Scroll down to November the 16th, I think it is, right? And then you can register right there. We have a separate savings account the money goes into, thanks to Keith Garrett at Fifth Third. Set up a separate savings account for us. All the money's going in there, and what doesn't go to pay for full service will go to the Fostering Hope families. Get behind this. I really want you to do that. Some of you have the financial wherewithal, as I look at Steve Herzog, to maybe pay for 2 or 3 or 4 families. So maybe go ahead and step up, and instead of one $40 meal you'll buy, maybe you'll do 10. It's only $400, Steve. You made that just a second ago.
Today will be group 2. Because y'all are so awesome, this room is so huge. We've got so many people here, it's just wonderful that we've gotten into this. So that means if you are group 1, your first name starts with the letter A through J, that means you're group 1. That means you get 3 seconds, right? 3, not 27, not 15, okay? This is on the honor code here, so don't go over if you're A to J. But if you're K through Z, 60 seconds. 60 seconds. You're not timed, you're not dinged. Try to keep to 60 seconds. Don't do 2 or 3 minutes. Keep it short. It's good. Okay, so with that being said,
First time visitor.
oh yes, that's absolutely correct. It does not apply to visitors. How many visitors we got in a day? Holy moly, that's awesome. Is that Christy back there? Hey, Christy! Man.
You are not a
Awesome.
visitor.
Who's not a visitor? Dana? Dana is not a visitor. That's okay. That's okay. I'll clap for you, Dana. I love you, man. Okay. Is that the last slide?
Let's get started.
Okay, today's group 2.
Watch the slides.
If this happens,
you're talking too much.
this time your time is up.
It's like
Click.
shut up and sit down.
Click. Moving on. We'll start right over here.
Armand International, I am still looking for people with teeth. I've talked to you guys before about the toothpaste we have and the chemicals that you have in your toothpaste at home. And if your toothpaste says, do not swallow, you need to talk to me.
This week, I wanted to share a little story about something that's happened at one of our funeral homes this week. And one of the reasons why it's so important that you should be planning. We actually had people start fighting where we had to get between them. It's a stressful time. Trying to make things easy on your family is what you really want to do. Give them the greatest gift that you can give them by pre-planning so they don't have to be agreeing upon what they want to be doing, how they want to be taking care of you. And I can guarantee you this parent would have been very upset with how things turned out if they had been still alive and seeing what was happening. So please give your family peace of mind. Please plan. Natalie Donahue with Dignity Memorial.
Sandy Sinfeld, 9 Round Knoxville, 30-minute kickbox fitness. Fun, fast, full body workout, a trainer always with you. And you never have to have class time, so come on in and get fit.
We should have gone down the perimeter, but we didn't.
Melissa Hodge, 865 Business Solutions. I am an accountant for small businesses. I have 30 years experience in accounting, corporate accounting around Knoxville. So if you are a business owner who just needs a little bit of help, maybe with one or more tasks that you just don't have the time to do or you don't have the desire to do, contact me. Maybe I can help you out and take some of that off the plate. Again, 865 Business Solutions, Melissa Hodge.
Hey, Tony, after you, can you come back up here and we'll start with the number after you? Absolutely. Thanks.
Good morning, Tony Lee with Priority Business Brokers. We do the same thing like the Palumbis do for residential homeowners, and we do that for business owners. So if you're looking to buy or sell a business, please bring that business our way. We are looking for a couple of connections. We're looking for anyone, if you have a name of a car fix-it place service center in Knoxville, I'd love an introduction there. Also, if you have any friends that are living in Chattanooga, would like to get on our buyers list, we have some opportunities that are coming available there. And would like some introductions from some people who are networked in Chattanooga. So, Tony Lee, Priority Business Brokers.
Hi, Jennifer Massengill with Iron Check Fitness. We're ranked top 5 workouts in the nation, and we strive to make you the healthiest version of yourself.
Good morning, networkers.
Good morning, Simbo.
I'm Simbo, and I sell beef, grass-fed. No hormones, no antibiotics, no corn, spring water, and grass. That's all they get. So I'm looking for some referral sources. I want warm referrals. Don't just hand me a piece of paper or a telephone number because I don't do cold calls. Personal trainers and weight loss people. So those will be people that will be in a good position to refer me to their clients. And that would just be a steady source of business. Personal trainers, weight loss people. Also, if you're cooking this weekend because of the Easter holiday, I have eggs. So, friends, don't let friends eat shitty beef.
Oh, I will.
Oh, she will. Oh, she will. She ain't scared.
Good morning. I'm Karen George. I'm with Realty Executives. I am a professional paid comedian, but I don't think it's funny when it comes to the most important transaction of your life. So I'm very serious when it comes to real estate, and my numbers will prove that. I am a producer for Realty Executives. I'm Karen George. I make sure that your house gets sold. I make sure that your house gets marketed, and I work with some quality professionals in this room and out of this room to make sure that I'm the one-stop shop for your real estate transaction. I'm Karen George. I'm with Realty Executives. I will give you a small joke. You do have to have 3 bones to do real estate: a backbone, a funny bone, and a wishbone. Be with Karen George at Realty Executives.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Okay, I'm taking my crown back since I used to stand on this first.
She started it.
Dusty Kuhn with Mortgage Investors Group, where I have a passion for service before myself.
I'm not gonna stand on it.
Bill Halsey, QOL Designs, now offering authentic life concepts.
I'm Parker from Sage Kohler State Farm. Everyone knows who State Farm Insurance is, so I won't waste any time with that. And it's my first time. But particularly right now, I'm looking for a very unique kind of client. Does anybody know somebody that drives a vehicle? Or anybody that lives somewhere? So if anybody by chance knows somebody of that sort, I would love to speak with them. Parker, Sage Kohler State Farm.
Good job. Parker. All right,
come on, Sage. Oh, Lord.
Here we go.
I'm Sage Kohler with State Farm, and we're here to help life go right. So hopefully some of you in the room got a tax rebate. Do something with the money that's going to last forever. I have talked to a lot of folks that don't buy life insurance because they say they can't afford it. The reality is I'll bet most people with your tax rebate would be able to afford an entire annual premium on life insurance, and they can take care of their family if something were to happen to them. So see me, Sage Kohler, State Farm. We're here to help life go right.
I will not be standing up. I'm Michelle Cummings, Senior Mortgage Advisor with People's Home Equity. I've been with my company 18 years, 20 years in the industry. So if you yourself or someone you know has had life happen and has been told no, I would like to lead them to the way to your yes. Michelle with People's Home Equity.
Good morning, Darlene Clark with Met Magazine.
John Adams with Joy 620 WRJZ and Talk Radio 92.3 AM 760 WETR.
Radio voice.
Good morning. My name is Richard Esparza at Access Solutions. We are a screen print and embroidery company, promotional products distributor. And just to give you an idea, we're working on a couple of projects this week. I had one customer brought me a couple of shirts to get embroidered, and then we're also doing 15,000 hats for another company. So no order's too big or too small.
Hello, I'm Chrisley Ford with Commercial Bank. Yay! I got my taxes for you in the car. I'm a visitor, so
What's that bring you up?
I do commercial and consumer lender, so I'm the community relationship banker. Chrisley Ford with Commercial Bank.
She's got a mean headlock.
I do.
Michael Tasic with Smart Home Technologies, Home Security, Home Automation. This week what I'm looking for is owners of marinas. If anybody in here knows somebody that has a boat, knows the owner, I would love to talk to them because our cameras are a lot better than the obsolete, outdated ones that they may have there, so they can provide a clearer picture in case of burglary or damage to their boats. Michael Tasic, Smart Home Technologies.
I'm Troy Adams, Keller Williams Realty. I'm John Adams' little brother. I don't have near the experience he does at this. But I'm new to town. I'm just looking to meet all of you. First time being here.
Good morning. My name is Michael Westerfield and I'm with Legal Shield. And I just had a personal experience using Legal Shield where a contractor was paid when the house was closed and he just skipped out. Can you imagine that? Anyway, I called him 6 times and he didn't return any of my calls. So I called my attorney. They wrote this letter, had 40 names on the top of the attorney saying, we're coming to get you if you don't do your job. An hour and a half later, he called me up. Saturday, he showed up and finished the job. So we empower people. Legal Shield, equal justice for all, a reality.
Good morning. It's my first time here, so. My name is Donnie Thompson. I'm a sales representative for Power Home Technologies, and I'm here to connect with people that are serious about very serious security company. They're at 9.9 out of 10 reviews out of over 1,200 people. I'm not here to secure boats or anything, but alarm.com is the #1 platform that it goes by. It powers the Apple Watch, so it has Apple has designed it, and so that's pretty much it.
Glad you're here, buddy.
Thanks for being here.
Hi, Lord. We know that symptoms are the first thing to leave, but the last thing to come. So anyone who wants to participate in healthcare rather than sick care.
Good morning. I'm Sharon Haywood with NTi Publishing. I do the neighborhood newsletters for all the affluent communities here in Knoxville. I serve Gettysburg, Whittington Creek, Sequoia Hills, Westmoreland, Rarity Bay, Foxton, and I have a publication in Maryville called Double Living. I look for business owners who are relationship driven and business owners who get most of their new clients by word of mouth. I do about 24 events a year with Gettysburg and Whittington Creek, and I take my sponsors to dinner with the residents who live in the neighborhoods and do personal introductions. So if you know of a business owner who would benefit from being personally introduced to someone who lives in one of my neighborhoods, I would love to talk with them and see if they might be good to recommend to families. Sharon Haywood with NTi Publishing.
Good morning, networkers. I'm Dana with Tech & Associates Primerica. We are your one-stop for all things personal finance.
Good morning, gang. Good morning. Led Gardner, independent insurance broker specializing in life insurance, disability coverage, and long-term care and retirement income. Let me ask you a question. How many of you can think of somebody under 55 that has been sick or disabled, not able to work for at least 6 months? All right. These are the folks that usually need disability coverage. Sometimes they never get back to work. But you can't buy disability coverage after the occurrence has occurred. So you need to see me beforehand. If you are an independent person and you don't have somebody that's going to pay you forever for not working, you better come see me, because I like to help people grow and protect their wealth.
I'm Bob Bryant. I work with a company called, biotech company called ASEA. Give yourself the gift of good health, and let's talk.
Good morning, Bert Burgett with Cruise Planners and 10 Bag.
Kevin Jardet with U.S. Health Advisors. Anybody who needs health insurance, we are, from what I understand, the only company in the United States that offers private health insurance with a no deductible, no copay if you are a healthy person. We also have the traditional health insurance plans. We also have a sick plan for people. So we pretty much cover everybody that needs health insurance except for people who get subsidies. So if you know anybody who's tired of their high deductible, high copay plans, just refer Kevin Jardet to. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Good morning, Steve Herzog with Sandler Training, Herzog and Associates. We're a sales and management training company. We train and coach people to be the best they can be, usually in the sales profession or any kind of selling at all. So we're having Break the Rules and Close More Sales Monday morning, 8:30 to 10 this coming Monday. And there's a brochure on most of your tables. Thanks for having me. It's good to see all of you. Have a great day.
Alan Marco, insurance consultant, independent broker in most companies, Life Health Group. Also in Legal Shield for businesses, small business. Get to set up your own legal plan. Thank you.
Good morning, Mark Knight with Knight Management. I provide outsourced operations and project management for companies. I'm looking for introductions to business owners you may know who are too busy or too talented to manage their own business. I'm not a consultant, I'm not a coach. I manage the companies on behalf of business owners.
Hi, first time visitor.
Woo!
Rick Davis with Oak Ridge Office Supply. We probably have the worst name in the world because we deliver to about 13 counties, surrounding counties. Most of our business is in Knoxville. A great referral for me is an office manager, small business owner. Those would be great referrals. We can come in and help them, see if we can save them some money on their office supplies. Our tagline is, if you ever need staples, call Oak Ridge Office Supply first.
Who told us about networking today?
I'm sorry?
Who told us about networking today?
Who told you? Who told you?
Oh, Mark. Mark.
Mark.
Hey!
Bill White, Primerica.
Morning, everybody. I'm Keith with Fifth Third Bank, and what do banks have in common? They have the same products. What they don't have in common is who drives those products and services, and that's where I'm different. I take it from a hands-on approach, and and try and actually get in your shoes as you're moving forward. So any small businesses, I love helping them. That's my passion and my drive. Keith Garrett, Fifth Third.
Sand Driver Volunteer Ministry Center, good morning. Thank you, Jim. That doesn't put me under any pressure whatsoever. Volunteer Ministry Center, our focus is on homeless prevention and ending homelessness. I wanted to ask, if I asked you guys what's the leading cause of homelessness, what comes to your mind? Well, for most people, it's drug addiction, it's mental illness. But the truth is, the biggest reason for homelessness or leading someone to homelessness is the lack of affordable housing options. The average wage in our community in Knoxville is $11 an hour. To afford a 2-bedroom, to rent a 2-bedroom, you would have to earn $15.50. For the folks that we work with, only 1 out of 8 housing or rental units is available. So I think when I talk to people, it's real easy that we have the image of mental illness and all these things, and they're huge factors when we talk about homelessness. But in our country, in our community, there is every year housing options for low income, no income shrink and are going away. And so when we talk about addressing homelessness in Knoxville, we've got to go beyond that. So if you guys have questions, if you'd like to learn more, please talk to me, and please remember, the answer to homelessness is right there in the word, home.
Good morning, everyone. You may remember me as Heather Clark, but I am now Heather Lawrence. John and I started a business called Lawrence Creative Designs. We help people illustrate their business with graphic design, business cards, branding, logos, print. Let me know if we can help you illustrate your business to the next level. I would love to schedule a one-to-one with you and meet with you for coffee. Please meet with me during the break or afterwards. That would be awesome. Thank you.
Good job, Heather.
It's a good thing she can get business cards, change name, all that kind of stuff. So, good morning, everybody. Tom O'Brien, Core Benefits and Investments. We have a new enrollment platform that we've brought in for the benefit of our clients. It actually does electronic enrollment for all of their benefits needs, but also it helps HR directors and office managers onboard new employees. So instead of them having to go through the paper process of filling out the I-9 form, the W-4, the direct deposit, this is a system that will actually pre-populate all these forms and cuts the time that they are wasting on this process. If you know an HR director or a business owner or an office manager that has about 20 employees or more, we would love to show them this process that's no cost to them. It's just another service that we provide to them as their full service broker. Tom O'Brien, Core Benefits and Investments.
Good morning, networking today. Guess what? Next Wednesday morning is Christmas for me. For those of you who don't know who I am, I do taxes as part of the many services we deliver. So while the rest of you are thinking she's nuts, yes I am. I've had lots of caffeine. However, I have emergency chocolate. This is to remind you all that if you have not yet filed your return or an extension, you are in a state of emergency. So if you're in that predicament, or you know a small business owner who is stressing and ready to kill you because they're so freaked out over what they're supposed to do, we are a great contact for them. No, we will not get it filed and completed by the deadline, but we will get it extended and tell them to breathe easy. Catherine Eaton, Tax and Business Services, and I have chocolate if somebody wants it.
Good morning, I'm Janet.
And I'm Dean.
We are
the Palumbi team.
When you buy or sell,
make it a Palumbi.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kimberly Tresice with Brainstorm International, where it's our passion to promote your passion. We work exclusively with entrepreneurs and small business owners, and most of our clients start out as new businesses, and then we help them grow with their marketing and design support. One of the ways we do this is through custom logo design. Our logo design starts at $70 per concept. A concept is a single idea design in 3 different ways. Once the design is complete, the client has full ownership. We provide them with all the various file types they will need to promote their new brand. So we love to help promote your business. And another thing I would love to share with you today too, a passion of mine, is helping everybody get plugged into church. So if you're not plugged into church for this Easter, I have some service times and locations of the church that I go to. So just thought I would let you all know. Kimberly Tresice with Brainstorm International.
Good morning, Alan Diston, Talk Radio 92.3 and AM 760, and Joy 620.
Good job.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Tanya Broyles, and this is my first time. And it's hardly fair that I have to go after the talk radio host who has the talk radio voice, but anyway. I am here with Sets for Students. My daytime job is actually pharmaceuticals, but I'm here with Sets for Students, which is a nonprofit organization that I created. I'm the president of Sets for Students. And what we do is we provide 7 basic hygiene items for students. Right now we're just within Knox County for students that aren't able to have those items. We're not government funded. Everything we do is volunteer. Everything we do is from donations from within the community right now. Someday, hopefully we'll go global, but that's all in the Lord's time and what the Lord has for us to do. Today, what I want to do is just raise awareness that this is an issue within this community. It's an issue within all communities. To date, since last September-ish, we've given away about 10,000 hygiene items. That's within Knox County. And that's from students. That is for students where the teachers, the counselors have notified us and said, hey, we know these students need these because they're in our class every day. We see them every day. We know that they don't have these at home. So that's what we do. I also want to just raise some awareness as well that the Sons of the American Legion are sponsoring a golf tournament in June, June 17th, the Saturday before Father's Day. All the proceeds for their golf tournament are going to be donated to Sets for Students. So anybody here looking for a corporate sponsorship for a golf tournament, I would love to talk to you as well. Thank you.
My name is Eric Broyles, and I'm with Sets for Students. With her, all I can say after that is if you made $400 in the last 5 minutes, the kids need your donation and you need a write-off.
All right, very good. So I'm Rich DeForest, founder of Networking Today, and I also own Fanplicity, and Dr. Cliff James out in Oak Ridge at Kid Central Pediatrics has hired Fanplicity to help promote this ultimate gift, baby shower gift. And we actually, because of Networking Today, we now sell it in the smart toys and books down there in Franklin Square. And so if you know of a place like that where we could promote this product and get this inside of a store like that, toy store and things like that, where shower gifts are bought, please let me know. And we are also giving away a certificate at those retail locations. Every single customer of theirs gets a free month of helpmommy.com. So I'd like to talk to you about it. If you know of a retailer that this would be good for, make sure to let me know. We want to talk to them. Now, of course, Jim Johnson gets his opportunity to give his plug. But let's give it up for Jim Johnson doing our video.
Do that again so I can get it on film.
Yeah, he wants it on film. Yeah, that's how we do it. That's it. Very nice job. Very nice job. All right, you're up, my man. Take us in a break, okay?
Take us in a break. I'm Jim Johnson with Nearium International. The goo to make you new. Why grow old when you can grow young? See me at the break. If you don't want to look older tomorrow than you look today. So, with that being said, we're going into break, guys. It's going to take us a 5-minute break. So, set up some one-to-ones because if you're not doing one-to-ones during the week, you're missing out and you're hurting yourself. So make sure you schedule a one-to-one with somebody in this room. Make it happen. 5 minutes. See you in 5.
Each week here at Networking Today, we focus on one 20-minute speaker. One. Why do we do that? So So we love on them. That's right. Listen, when I belong to some of the other meetings, Manuela, shh, please. When I belong to some of the other meetings, yeah, that's fantastic. Chick-fil-A, right up the road. Top of it. I always find it fascinating that they expect you to remember everyone in the room. Like I'm supposed to remember 40 people. I can't do that. I can't remember 10 people, let alone 5. You know, that's just how it is. Jim's trying to sell me some EHT so I can make that happen. You know? I need it. I do need it. But what we try to do is we try to focus on one person each and every week. Because if all of us in the room focused on one and just try to give them one introduction, just one, that's all I'm asking for, one introduction to the business spotlight speaker of that week, I believe we can change probably their whole year. Potentially even make their whole year in 1 week. And guess what? When you have the floor for 20 minutes, we're going to do the same exact thing for you. Or we should. I mean, that's what we're here for. At all of the meetings, that's what we should be doing. So, this week, you know, I was talking to Dano, and I was trying to remember our little family tree here at Networking Today. And we were thinking back to when we first got started, and I couldn't remember who the third person was at the coffee table with me. I had Nikki Lewis from Lewis Graphic Designs. I had Mike Clark, the baker. Yeah, anybody remember when Mike Clark would make cronuts? Remember those things? The blend between croissants and donuts. You remember those? Legit. And then it was Mike King. And Dano remembered Mike King from Business Graphics King. And that's how we got started. And then I think a week or two, maybe right after that, you took over the leather chair from there, right?
Trash my chair.
This, Dano Deck is not only a great financial advisor, okay, but he is probably, I could be wrong, but in this room, the longest standing person. Maybe Sandy Zenfeld will give you a run for your money. You came at the same time. Were you here before or after Sandy? You were here before Sandy. It's, she is like triple black belt. No,
that's all right.
So were you here the second or the third week? You know, it is long-standing members who've drunk the Networking Today Kool-Aid like this that we want to support. Don't you think, Bob?
Exactly.
I hope all of us will give the next 20 minutes of our time, give attention. That includes Tony and Keith in the back. That includes Heather in the back and Catherine. Let's give our attention, please, to Dano Deck, everyone. Give it up.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm a little scratchy, so if voice goes away, you all might be blessed, and so forth. I see some of us already had to take off, but they let me know in advance they didn't want to listen. So, but again, I'm Dano with Deck & Associates Primerica. Today what I want to do is just kind of share with you what we're looking for and why we're looking for it and why we do what we do. Number one is, you know, as we go through this real quickly today, obviously referrals are the lifeblood of our business. So if you can think of someone that could benefit from what we do, that would be a great introduction for me from that standpoint. Obviously, if there's anything that I can do to help you personally, I would love to do that. One of our networking family actually texted me today, said, sorry, I can't make it. However, if you want to share how you changed our situation from bankruptcy, where they were headed, to actually getting out of debt, they'll be out of debt very shortly. Again, it changes people's lives when they know how the game's played. Also, last but not least, we're expanding. So if you know somebody that's sharp, I'll repeat again, sharp and motivated, as Tom and I talked on Tuesday, motivated is the key, okay? I'd like to talk with them as well because there's a career opportunity with our firm. So what I want to do is kind of put everybody on the quiz today. Some of you have seen this before, but what I want you to do is grade yourself from A to F. So we're all going back to school today, and think about these 5 areas and grade yourself whether you got A, B, C, D, or F. You have 6 months of living expenses currently saved and accessible. You have at least 10 to 20 years of income replacement in place. You currently have an up-to-date will. You have a plan to become debt-free that you're following, and you have a written roadmap to get you to your retirement goals. So you know what your financial independence number is, you know exactly what you need to save each month to hit those goals. Anybody like to grade themselves?
No.
I'm sure most of us would agree that most Americans are in that C, D, and F category, okay? What we do is we turn those C, D, and Fs into A's and B's. That's what we focus on. Why is this a problem? What we focus on at Primerica Deck and Associates is everything is centered around, number one, creating change in our communities. How do we do that? We bring economic empowerment through financial literacy. And we're going to break some of this down for you. Number one, financial literacy. You can Google it, but basically what you're going to come up with, it's the ability to understand how money works, how people make their money, how they manage their money, how they invest their money to grow it into more money, and how they can then donate that money to help people in their community. Would we agree that's pretty important? Yes. Absolutely. Economic empowerment. Think about this. Allowing people to think beyond their immediate daily survival and exercise greater control over both their resources and quality of life. Could that change the community if people had that kind of power? Absolutely, and it's within our grasp. The problem is we've got some other factors and facts that are out there working against us. So going down through it, just kind of highlight some of these. I would say we're in a financial crisis when you look at the average indebted household carries almost $16,000 worth of debt at an average of 15%. That means that's about $2,300 they're paying on their debts. 63% of Americans said they had less than $1,000 in their savings. Not 3 to 6 months, but less than 1,000. And actually more than half of those said it's less than 500. 95 million U.S. adults have no life insurance. What happens when two incomes are trying to survive and one income doesn't come home? Just like Zan was talking about earlier, that puts them in the homeless situation. Nearly 1/3 of all Americans say they need more insurance. 1.5 million people file bankruptcy every year. More than half of Americans said they had less than $25,000 in their savings account, and 31% of them said they had no savings for retirement whatsoever. Some other facts. Nearly half of people are living paycheck to paycheck. How many of you would be excited about that $11 an hour average income Zan was talking about? That's scary, right? Even if you take that times 2 people working in the house, that's scary. Okay? Drivers overpay on average about $368 a year for their car insurances. 64% of Americans don't have wills. Okay? We talk about all the breaches and so forth. Oracle has breaches in retail hacks. We've got Verizon suffered breaches. Data breaches are up 15% just last year. So think of all the things that we're dealing with every day. Our lives are, quote, getting simpler, but they're getting more complex and we've got more problems. When you look at all these different statistics that we're looking at, the best one I like here, having come from 16 years in higher education, student loan debt in 2017 is now $1.3 trillion crisis. Okay? The average student at the class of 2006 has $37,000 worth of student loans. If you've got $37,000, you're probably pretty excited, okay? Because that's the average. We see it a lot more than that. So when we look at that, when we were all growing up, what were we told? Go to school, get good grades, go to college, right? Pile on all the debt and hope we can get a job at, $11 an hour, right, Zan? Okay? Those are the kind of things we're up against. How many of you know somebody that maybe has a bachelor's degree, or better, we're a college town, so a master's or a doctorate, and they're probably the best coffee server you've ran into, okay? Because those are the jobs that are out there. And there's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, the jobs aren't out there. Number 2 is the fact that the old and aging workers who cannot retire because they've only got $25,000 saved and they can't figure out whether or not the reverse mortgage is going to get them out of that situation are going to hold on to those jobs, so the younger couples coming out of college can't get those jobs. So there's problems going on there. So here's just some financial stats just on debt. Take a look at what we talked about. $16,000 average credit card debt. $176,000 is the average on a mortgage. You got auto loans, $28,000. Take $28,000 at 4.9%. Tell me how fast you get out of that car. Okay? And then you've got student loans, like we said there, on up there. All debts tied together. Look at the consumer debt side. $12.58 trillion. Sounds like a big number, right? Almost as big as the government's debt, right? Come on, wake up. But the thing is if you own a piece of that, do you have trouble sleeping? Do you think about what's going on? I mean, how many, raise your hand, are in the health and wellness industry in this room? Okay? We're all taking supplements hoping to survive, and the underlying fact is our life's a freaking train wreck, and that's what we're stressed out about. Okay? So we need to kind of go back to that core and figure out how can we fix those things. So that's where we begin. We want to educate families on how money works. Raise your hand if you're in a bank, work for a bank, a mortgage company, okay, an insurance company, okay? What do you guys all have in common? You market what? Products. We'll just be nice here, come on. All right, we market products, okay? But how many of you have a bank that takes care of your checking and savings? You got a mortgage company taking care of your mortgage. You got an insurance person that's doing your insurance. You got an investment guy or girl that's doing your investments, and nobody knows what's going on at the other side. Okay? The problem is we're all playing that game. All right? And so what we want to do is we want to teach families the rules. That way when you go sit down with those different individuals, you can ask the right questions. You can find out, are you going into the right product? Is it the best thing for you? Dusty, how many people have come to you and say, I want to buy X amount of house, and you look at their numbers and say, you can't? Right, exactly. How many mortgage people do you know that says, well, if that's what you want, I'll get you the mortgage? 99.9%. And where do those mortgages end up? Foreclosure. Okay? So then they're going to come hang out with Stan and try to find a place to live, right? All right. So we end up with those problems. So we want to educate people, teach them how money works. Here's what we know, number one, is you've heard it before. People don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan, correct? But here's the problem with that. We cannot expect people to do better if they don't know how to do better. So that's where that empowerment comes in. Not only do we have an industry that just sells products, we need a solution for those families, but they need to be educated so they understand how those solutions work. And so that's where we want to break it down, sit down with families. We do a complementary analysis that looks at all the moving pieces of their puzzle. Then we first and foremost figure out where are they, okay? And then we're going to sit down and say, where do you want to get to? How many of you got goals and dreams? Hopefully all of you. Come on, you guys are young. Get those arms up, okay? They're going, we got goals and dreams, but we got student loan debt too. So we don't have goals and dreams anymore, okay? But the thing is those goals and dreams, you need to have a roadmap of how to get there, okay? So that's what we want to focus on, is building that for families. So this is hard to see, but if you will pull out this brochure that is on your desk, okay, or on your table, it covers literally every single thing that we can help a family with at Primerica, okay? So it covers everything from their insurance needs all the way across the board to their financial planning needs, making sure they've got security in place. I mean, how many of us have been a victim of a breach? Okay? How many of you have shopped at Target in the last 2 years? Okay? How many of you have a Verizon phone? Okay? How many of you are in the military? Yep. Or were in the military? Or your family members. You've all had breaches. You just probably haven't been made aware of it yet. Okay? But the thing is we got to have things like that. So with our legal protection and ID thefts and things like that, being able to establish retirement plans for families. How many independent business owners in here? How many of you love writing that check every year to catch up with your tax bill? Okay? How many of you actually sit down with somebody before you write that check and find out how much of that you could have kept instead of sending it to Uncle Sam? Because all these small business owners are like, well, I just don't have money to save. Did you pay taxes this year? Yes, then you had money to save. You just didn't know what you could have done to actually be able to save that money. So those are the things that we focus on, is being able to show families how all this stuff works, how they can make it work for them. How many would agree financial services is just too complicated? We only got a handful of it. So the rest of you all have it all figured out. Is that correct?
We have you.
Because I heard a lot of CDs and Fs earlier on. And now you all have all the answers. So obviously I did an effective job presenting today because you all have solutions. Okay? But that's basically where we're at. That's where I'm going to kind of wrap up. So I didn't use my full 20 minutes and so forth. But I want to just kind of end, so in case there were any questions or comments that anybody might have from who we are and what we do, and most importantly, why we're doing it. Yes, Tom?
Maybe too tough question to answer precisely, but what's the first thing that somebody should do as far as eliminating debt? What's the easiest one to what's that first?
All right, thank you. He asked, what's the way to focus on eliminating debt? How do we know which debt to go after? How many of you ever listen to the radio, which you should be, okay, because it's our radio station, between 3 and 6 every day? Nobody listens to talk radio between 3 and 6. Who's on? All right, what's Dave telling you to attack? Today, he's going to tell you to take the smallest one. Why? Because we're all a bunch of babies. And we have to see momentum. We have to feel good about it. So even though that smallest debt is only $400 and it's at a 1% interest rate, we don't want to attack the one that's got a 29% interest rate that's a little bit bigger. Why? Because just like Sandy might tell you when she's putting together a workout regimen for you, do you want to get in shape or do you just want to come waste time? Okay? So what we have to focus on is, A, what type of debt is it? What type of interest rate comes into play? And what is the best approach, maybe in the situation that with other debts that they may also have? So it kind of, to summarize your question, it would say, it depends. That's where the one-on-one time comes into play. We're different from a Dave Ramsey approach, which is to school the masses from a 2,000-foot view. We actually sit down one-on-one and see what's your situation and figure out what's the best attack for you. Yes, Dean?
Dana, you mentioned that a lot of your money goes to institutions. Most of our paycheck goes to institutions. And I love your explanation. Why don't you tell us about that?
Why does it go to institutions?
No, you talked about it. You don't want to do that. You want to send it to someplace different than institutions or instead.
Right. Well, what you're dealing with when you look at it, I mean, most of us, we go to work for what reason? How many of us absolutely love our job? We love it so much that if tomorrow you could do it for free, you would still show up. Okay? Except you'd only want to do that after April 15th, right? But the thing is when you look at our paycheck, most people go to work because they're just trying to pay their bills. All right? And so the thing is when you look at where is all of our money going, we've been trained as a society to basically show up, work, bring home the money, and send it out, like Dean said, to an institution. And the thing is those institutions are there for what reason? To make money. I mean, I sat down actually with a couple of years ago. He was an insurance guy. She was the VP in a credit union. And I said, we help families focus on increasing their income, getting them out of debt, and showing them how to retire financially secure. And she chimed right in and said, that's exactly what we do for our members. Okay? And I said, really? I said, so what do you guys market at a credit union? What do you think she said? We have the best rates on loans, okay? Cheap credit cards, car loans, mortgages, all that. I said, so if you were to get all of your customers out of your debt products you sell, how long would you still be in business? What do you think she said? She paused and her husband said, shut up, that's not what you do. Okay? So I thought it was kind of cute. But that's the thing is people are told what they think they're actually doing each day. But again, if they're saddling you to a bunch of debt, are you really being helped? Okay?
Okay, that wasn't just a 5-minute warning. I was going to ask a question. You help people get started in a career as well, and you've not spoken to that at all, really? Can you speak to a little bit of someone maybe who might be watching or know someone who's looking for opportunity?
Yes. Basically what we do is we bring individuals in, no background. My background was not finance and so forth. So the big thing is we bring these individuals in, we will train them, we develop them, we get them licensed to go out and learn how to help families. But one of the first steps we do when we bring somebody in and help them in this is we're going to educate them on how to win with their own finances. Because once they've got their bulletproof plan, what are they able to go do? Help others, exactly. How many of you have maybe ever sat, and you don't have to point at them or anything, but you've sat with somebody in the financial services that's giving you financial advice and all you saw across their forehead is, I need my mortgage payment, I need my mortgage payment. Okay? They're broke, okay? But they're telling you how not to be broke. So the thing is we want to equip them so that A, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but then they can go out and share that with others. So we want to teach them first, and then teach them in a way that they can go out and teach others. And if they do that, whether that's a part-time career or a full-time career, that opportunity is there. Time for one more quick one. Yes?
Is part of what we teach also the proper place for the use of debt?
Yes. What Catherine said is part of what we do we cover what's the proper use of debt? Okay? Especially, how many of you are small business owners? You own it. Okay? When you have debt and you're making money, what is that debt called? Investment. We call that leverage, okay? You have to look at where's that coming from. Is there good debt? Is there bad debt? There's two ways to look at it. In your business, maybe you need that to get things off the ground, or you need that for inventory purposes or something like that. But when you sit down with your mortgage person and they tell you your mortgage is good debt, why do they tell you that? Loan to value is high. Okay. What? It's what?
Tax deduction.
Say that bigger.
It's a tax deduction.
Absolutely, it's a tax deduction. So let me ask you guys this. What's the average rate on a mortgage right now?
Depends on your credit score, loan to value, and your debt.
Average with this community, where's it at?
4-ish.
4-ish. Okay, what's the average note? Maybe 150 at 4%. How much is that a year that you get to give to the bank so you can have a tax deduction? $10,000. $6,000 to $10,000. Think about this. What could you do in your community, whether it's your church, whether it's fostering hope, whether it's, all these different things we're passionate about. How much change could you do with $6,000 to $10,000 towards that organization? Zan, could we help somebody get into a house or an apartment at $6,000 to $10,000 a year? Is that tax deductible?
Yes.
Okay, so does that make a difference? Is it good debt or bad debt? Depends on where you're at. If you say, hey, I just want the biggest, fanciest house there is, and I don't care about all the other people in the neighborhood or in my town or my city, then maybe that's a good place for you to have all your debt and just take the tax write-off, okay, and give the bank the money. But if it's not, then maybe you need to focus on how can I take that money and use it more effectively towards what I want to be passionate about. So, I think I'm out of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that so much. Excellent presentation as always. Thank you. All right, so this is our time where we get into announcements and testimonials. And Manuela is so adequately reminding me about the red buckets. So with these red buckets, especially if you've not been around networking today much, what we do with these red buckets is we collect funds for charity and whatever you would want to give. No obligation or anything like that. And so if you're going to write a check, you make the check payable to Networking Today, but we're giving all funds, 100% of funds, to Karen George in support of the LLS. So thank you for what you're doing for that. And so give generously. We do believe that givers gain, so if this has not been passed around there yet, make sure and pass it around. And I think there's another one on that side, pass it around. Whatever's given will go to her. So the other thing I was going to mention real quick is you're noticing on the table a couple of things I want you guys to take note of. If you're a first-time visitor at Networking Today, you see a big card like this, and others can take this as well if you know someone that you want to hand this to. It tells them a little bit about Networking Today. It tells them some of our distinctives and things like that. I would like for you to hand these out. I would like, especially for our visitors, to certainly take a look at this. In the back, it tells you how to join us. And so Dusty Kuhn, thank you for being one of our membership leaders. Appreciate that so much. And Todd Olson will be making sure that if you answer any of your questions for joining. The other thing, on every single table, we revised the cards. Kevin Jardet was exactly right. You couldn't see the last one. And so I look around the room at a room filled with this many people, and I think there used to be a time, Daniel, you'll remember this, when I used to say, imagine if we all just invited one person. We have like 12 of us here. Well, if we all did it now, I don't know where we would put everyone, and we'll find a place for them. But the thing is just if you know of someone that you think this meeting would help, you're under no obligation, but just hand them a Be Our Guest. On the back, you can write, it's a matte finish on the back. I know it's a little smooth, some of your pens might not work, but just write down your name and the meeting and things like that, and that way they know. They can scan the QR code, even though it's small, it still works on phones, and download our app and find the locations, or they can go to our website. Those of you not familiar with our website, you've not been plugged into all that's happening here at Networking Today, we're going to have a new member orientation. It's the first time we've ever done a new member orientation, but people have said to me, Rich, I don't know how to get into the directory. I don't know how to download the app. I don't know all that's available to me. So we're going to show you, and we're going to walk through it. It might be a half hour, it might be 45 minutes, I don't know, up to 10 people only. There's a spot on the website, new member orientation. If you go to networkingtoday.net/new member orientation, if you go to the Join Us up at the top of the website, it'll drop down, and there's new member orientation meeting. You can RSVP for it. The first one, Bill, I don't remember what date we said. Do you remember what date? Did we say the 25th or the 24th? Okay, so what, 25th? Okay, so April the 25th, we're going to have our first one at 3:30. If you want to be a part of that and find out how to get plugged into all that's happening here at Networking Today, and there is a lot happening, make sure to come to one of our orientation meetings. We'll do one every single month on the, I think we're going to do it the last Tuesday of every month, all right? The other thing we like to do, thank you very much, is we like to support the Carolina Ale House. That's right, Steve, because they gave us the space for free. So we need to reciprocate. Thank you, Carolina Ale House. Appreciate it. So, you guys may not know this, but they have kids night every Tuesday night. Kids eat for 99 cents with an adult purchase. Come on, it doesn't get better than that. I mean, unless you don't have kids, I guess. Well, like I said, find some kids on the street, bring them in. That's what you can do. But they have drink specials. They have lunch specials, grilled chicken Caesar wrap today, a North Carolina sausage and peppers. Please, guys, I don't think we're asking too much just to ask you to do business with Carolina Ale, are we? No. So come in, buy your beers, watch your games, whatever you're going to do. Come on in here. Tell them you're here because of Networking Today. Hashtag them when you're posting on social media so that we can hashtag them. Carolina Ale House's hashtag is hashtag Ale, A-L-E, yeah, Y-E-A-H. You can hashtag them and, of course, tag their Carolina Ale. All right, that being said, announcements and testimonials. Who's got an announcement? Karen, you got something?